Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing an everyday makeup routine for fall. I love to do an updated makeup routine type video at the beginning of each new season, and we have just entered the fall season here in the United States, which is my favorite season. So I went through and picked some products that I'm really liking and just things that kind of reminded me of the fall season, and we're going to use them and do a really easy everyday makeup look, which is my favorite kind of look to do. So I hope you enjoy it, and if you're new here, my name is Blair. I do all kinds of beauty content here on YouTube. I hope you'll subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get into the video. All right, I may stop a few times in this video and take a sip of coffee. I am still a little bit sick. I've been away for like a week and a half, and unfortunately I got sick at the end, and I'm still kind of recovering, but you know, the show must go on, and I'm feeling better today. So if my voice sounds a little bit different than normal, that's why. I have been very congested and just not feeling great, but we got videos to film, you know, so I'm just gonna move on, and I hope it's not too annoying. All right, let's start with the most important thing, which is SPF. I'm using, of course, my favorite, the one you're probably sick of hearing me talk about at this point, but it's the Skin 1004 Madagascar Centella. I keep trying different sunscreens and none of them are as good as this one. Like, they're just not. None of them compare. This one is just the best, in my opinion. So until I find something better, I'm just gonna keep using this one. I'm really trying to make sure I'm getting under my eyes with my SPF now, because I have this little melasma here that has just appeared like in the last month or so. So that's not fun, but clearly I haven't been getting my SPF all the way up here because I don't have it anywhere else, just there. Okay, now for foundation or just my base, I kind of went back and forth on this because there's a few different things that I kind of wanted to use, and I'm still not really sure, but the Armani Luminous Silk, I've just fallen in love with this in the last month or two. I love this product, but if you saw my last video that you would have seen, I think, when you see this one, the declutter chopping block video, which a lot of you really seem to like that. I really like that video too. I rediscovered how beautiful this product is from Surratt. This is the Dewdrop foundation. So I kind of want to use, or I do want to use one of those, but I also really like this, the new Huda foundation, but this is so new that I don't know that I could say I would use this on an everyday basis at this point. I just don't feel like I've used it enough to say that. So we probably won't use that today, but I'm gonna talk about that and a ton of other new makeup launches probably in the next video that you see, because there's been so many things. So many things came out right before I left on my trip, and I've been getting so many messages from all of you on Instagram asking about all different products. And I know I need to talk about them in a video, so that's coming next. But I'm trying to decide which of these do I want to use. I kind of want to use this for some reason. This and that last video just blew me away. I am appalled at myself that I was considering decluttering this. It is a very expensive product. It's, you know, it's very, very expensive. Let's just be real. And I did not buy this myself. I got this in PR. But this product is so beautiful. But like, do you see how hard it is to get the product out? Like, I'm really pressing and I'm having a very hard time. So I don't love the packaging. I definitely don't love the price, but it is a beautiful product. So I'm gonna take this Hourglass foundation brush. I don't know why, because I don't really use this brush ever, but I just kind of feel like using it today, and I'm just gonna start applying this. Now this is a very light coverage, obviously. You're not gonna get a ton of coverage from this, but that's like the beauty of it. It's so lightweight and it just looks like nothing on your skin, and I'm not kidding. Like when I say that, it truly does not look like anything on your face. It is just, it's stunning. It's so pretty. Another thing about it though, and I'm remembering this now, is a little bit of this does not go a long way. Like that was like all the product I got there. Like I can't really do any of this side of my face. So there's definitely some cons with it, but it is just so beautiful on the skin. I don't know why this button is so hard to press for some reason. And like you get very, very little product. And I mean, I know it's supposed to be, I think on the directions they recommend like 2 or 3 drops maybe for your whole face, which I have no idea how you would use 2 to 3 drops for your whole face unless you just wanted like essentially nothing at all on your skin. But in that case, I don't know why you'd even apply it in the first place. So that's the thing, is it's expensive and a little bit does not go a long way, but it is just beautiful. Let's move into some Corrector. This one, honestly, lately, this is what I've been going for. This is what I took on my trip, or actually I took 2 things on my trip, and I'll pull the other one out really quick and show you, because this is also a great product. I bought this before the trip, the Color Science Total Eye with SPF 35. So I bought this because I knew I wanted to obviously protect my whole face from the sun in Florida, but I knew I needed something under my eyes in particular, because like I said, I got this like tiny little bit of melasma right here. So I ordered this beforehand, and this is a beautiful product. If you need something to kind of color correct and provide SPF, this is great. I probably wouldn't use it when I'm doing like a full face of makeup. I mean, you definitely could. I mainly used it when I was in the parks in Florida, but another great product. But when I was actually putting on like some makeup, this is the corrector I was using, which is the one from Caliray in Cool Sunrise, and I still love this product. I think it is so good. So good. It's not full coverage, but you know, for every day, I'm not really looking for full coverage. For concealer, gosh, there are so many new concealers. It's just insane. I've tried pretty much all of them, and I have thoughts on most of them. I'm gonna save most of that for the next video, but I do have the Westman concealer, and I do have the Victoria Beckham concealer. These are the 2 I pulled out for this video. I've done a full review on the Victoria Beckham one. I do really like this. I'm sad to say, I'm happy to say it because I spent quite a bit of money on this, and I'm sad to say it because I spent a lot of money on this. So, you know, the price is definitely a lot for what it is. But I will say it is beautiful product. It wears well, and it has a lot of skincare in it. Now, whether or not that is worth it is totally up to you, and whether or not that really means anything and will do anything for your skin in the long run, you know, I don't know at this point, but I do like it, and it wears beautifully on me. And this shade is LN1, and actually I put Corrector underneath it today just because, but I actually do like this concealer without Corrector, which is saying something, because typically I don't. Even when I do like a product without a corrector, I still tend to use one just because it's like habit for me at this point, but I do like this one on its own as well. And I'm using this brush that I also just can't get enough of, this N14 brush. I need to buy like 5 of these, because this brush, this is my new favorite concealer brush. I always kind of tend to switch it up, but this is the one I'm consistently using all the time right now, so this is my favorite. this concealer color is definitely a little bit darker than that Surratt Dewdrop foundation, so we may have to use a little bit of another concealer just kind of lightly all over to marry the colors together a little bit. But typically this L1 shade in this Victoria Beckham concealer is a good match for me. All right, so I am gonna take a little bit of this concealer, the Westman concealer, and I'm gonna add a little bit there, and there, and there, just to kind of marry the colors together a little. But I'll talk about this in the next video probably, but I love this concealer. Love it. Love, love, love the Westman concealer. If I had to pick between the two, the Victoria Beckham or the Westman, I would pick the Westman. I love the Victoria Beckham one, but the Westman really reminds me of the Natasha Denona concealer, which if you've been around my channel for a while, you will know that that has been my #1 concealer for a very long time. Nothing has ever really compared to that one for me until this Westman one. But the texture of it, the coverage really reminds me of that one. It just doesn't have as great, or it doesn't have nearly as great of a shade range as Natasha Denona. But honestly, most concealers do not come in the Natasha Denona shade range. But this concealer is beautiful under the eyes. It's beautiful on the face. Even the little component is really nice. It's heavy. It's very Westman Atelier. I think it's, I hate to say it, but I love it. And I also have the new CL concealer. I've been trying that one as well. And we'll talk about it in the next video. But that one is okay. It's not my favorite. It's just okay to me. I am gonna set my face, and I'm gonna use the Sigma loose powder, I was gonna say Easy Bake, but that's not right. The soft blur powder, I think is what it's called. This one is in Vanilla Bean, I think. Yes, Vanilla Bean. Really like this one. I do have the Makeup by Mario powder. I have been using it, and I still feel like I don't know exactly what I think about it, but I like it. It's not something I've used enough that I could really put it in like an everyday makeup routine video yet, but we'll see. I do like it so far. But I'm just gonna set my face very, very lightly with this powder because we are gonna use a powder bronzer. All right, for bronzer, there's kind of two of them that I want to use, but I think I'm gonna go with this one. This is Hourglass, the Ambient Lighting Bronzer. This is another product I rediscovered in my last video, the Declutter Chopping Block video, but I do wanna mention this because I took this to Florida with me and I used this almost the entire trip. This Lancome bronzer in the shade Light. If you like a matte bronzer and you want just a very soft, diffused, matte bronzing powder, this is the one. This is the one. It is so, so good. I'm just kind of in the mood to use this Hourglass one today, but that Lancome one is, oh, it is so good. All right, so this is Nude Bronze Light from Hourglass. And I was saying in my last video that I felt like this bronzer, it just kind of got lost in my collection. I never felt like I loved it when I used it, but in the last video when I used it, it looked so pretty and just soft and just more natural, especially for like the fall or winter season. So wanted to use it again because I did love how it looked in the last video, and I feel like I definitely been neglecting this one. And I'm applying this with the Rephr 05 brush, which has still been my favorite for powder bronzer. For blush, of course, there were a few that I pulled out, but I think I'm actually going to go with this one. So this is Kosas, the Blush is Life Baked Blush in Euphoria. The other one that screams fall to me, and I really want to use it, but I feel like I use this all the time, but this is Victoria Beckham Cheeky Posh Blush in the shade Fame. But this blush in Euphoria, which looks like this, is like a mauve-y, rosy color. And I do love that tone for the fall time. So we're gonna use this. And honestly, I've kind of been more excited lately about my powder products than I have my creams, which is not the norm for me. I'm usually a big cream bronzer, cream blush person, but I don't know, lately I've kind of been more into powders. And this color for this time of year is just what I love. And I'm just applying this with the Real Techniques blush brush. This is something else I pulled out, I don't know, probably about a month ago, just because I hadn't used it in a while. And I really like this brush as long as you use it with something that you don't want like a ton of payoff with, because it is so large and kind of fluffy that it gives you much more of a diffused application. So if that's not what you're looking for, then this brush is not going to be your favorite. But if you are looking for that, this is a really nice, affordable blush brush. But how pretty is that color? I don't hear anyone talk about Euphoria in this blush, and it's beautiful. It deserves more hype. I also have Dreamland, which is more of a rosy nude color, and then I have Bliss, which is more of a peachy pink, but no one talks about Euphoria. And I don't know why, because I love it. I love it. Thank goodness for hot coffee. That's all I'm gonna say. Now, another thing I have just really been enjoying that's very out of character for me is this. This is the Westman highlighter stick in the shade Nectar. I'm not typically a big highlighter person, as you probably know, but I love this one from Westman Atelier, and I don't know what it is exactly about it, but I think it's just that it's just enough highlight. Like it just kind of melts into your skin and just looks like part of your skin. It doesn't look like a highlighter really. I don't know. I just love it. And it's not a super, super sticky feeling highlighter. Definitely is on the balmier side, but it's not nearly as slippy feeling as like the Merit, what is that balm called? The Merit Day Glow Balm. That one is like really, really slippy on the skin. This one is still balmy without being too much. I really, really like it. And this one is the shade Nectar. All right, moving into brows. My brows have really been the same routine for a few months at this point. So what I've been doing is using these two things. So often I'll just use the Maybelline Build-A-Brow. I think this is just a fabulous product from the drugstore. If you haven't tried it, highly recommend it. But before I go in with that, I have been taking my trusty NYX Micro Brow, which I've gone through so many of these. I don't know how many at this point, but I just use this to kind of outline my brow in certain places. So this is Cool Ash Brown. And I mainly start like right here on the top of my brow where I have like this empty area right here, and I kind of like to fill in over that way. It just kind of gives me a little bit more structure. I can't really do that well with this because it's like a brow pen. So that's more for making those like true hair strokes. And then I like to take this pencil and I kind of start beneath the brow right here, and I kind of draw over. So I'm kind of going, or I'm drawing against the way the hair is growing. And it just kind of defines that bottom area just a little bit without doing too much. And this, I could definitely get away with not doing this step, but I do find that when I do it, I like the way it looks. So I do that. And then the brow product that I just cannot stop using is this one from Maybelline. This is the Build-A-Brow, and it's fabulous. It's a tiny little brow pen, and it's the easiest brow pen by far that I've ever used. I promise, even if you think you can't use a brow pen, you can use this one. But this is great because it's more of a sheer pen, so you don't have to worry about it being too intense. I know if you've used a brow pen like this before, you've probably used one and gone in a little too heavy with it, and then it's kind of hard to fix. This one is a more sheer product, so it's a lot easier to work with. It's a lot more user-friendly. So this is my first video that I have filmed in at least 2 weeks, probably a little bit more than 2 weeks actually, which I hardly ever go that long without filming. So it feels a little bit weird to be, weird in a good way though. It feels a little bit weird to be back filming again, but whenever I go out of town or I take a break for whatever reason, by, the 2-week mark, that's a lot for me. Like I have to get back into it. That's why today I probably could have stood, another day or two to get over this sickness, but I just was like, you know what? I really need to get back to filming. So hopefully my voice is not too annoying, I hope. If it is, I'm sorry. I promise in the next few videos it should be back to normal, hopefully. Alright, and then I have just been using the little gel that comes with the Build-A-Brow, and it really works. It's a great brow gel. It doesn't really laminate them or anything like that. It's just a really nice brow gel to kind of keep them in place throughout the day, but it works, and it's really nice that it's included with the pen. For eyes, I'm going to start with the Sigma Eye Base in the shade Persuade. And I'm just going to apply that all over. And I kind of have an idea of what I want to do on my eyes. I've been pretty into single shadows still, but I did pull out a palette that we might use a little bit. I don't know. All right, I am gonna take the Hourglass bronzer. I have realized that this is like the perfect crease shade for my skin tone. Like, look at this crease shade. It's so perfect. I love this. I'm so glad I did not declutter this bronzer because I was definitely on the fence about it until I filmed that declutter chopping block video. I'm going to take my Makeup by Mario Neutrals palette, and I'm going to take a little bit of these two shades, so this like kind of off-white color and then this kind of peachy beigey shade. And I'm going to use this little Smashbox brush. This is a contour shadow brush. I don't even know if they make this anymore, but I'm going to get a little bit of both of those shades, and I am literally going to pat these on the lid, but really focusing it kind of in this front area right here. I've been doing this a lot lately, and I just find that it really opens up my eyes. And then my favorite thing lately are these Victoria Beckham eyeliners. I just can't get enough of these now that I have so many shades, thanks to one of you, Renee. Thank you again for these, but this is the shade Fig, which that's exactly what it is. It's a really beautiful, kind of like an eggplanty color. So I'm gonna use this for liner because this color is fall to me. So I kind of put it on the top, the top lash line, and then I kind of went in the waterline a little bit in like this inner corner area. And then I'm gonna use my 208 brush from BK Beauty and wing it out just a little bit on this edge. And then I might even take this 204 brush from BK Beauty. So this is like a little smudger, like pencil brush. And I'm just gonna kind of go over it again, just to kind of make it look a little bit more like smoky, I guess. Because you can do that really easily with these liners. All right, going to curl my lashes. And where's my mascara? I'm still loving the Lisa Eldridge mascara. This stuff is so good. Doesn't smudge. It's a tubing mascara. I don't know if I've been like clarifying that when I've been using it, but it is a tubing mascara and it works really, really well. Doesn't flake, comes right off, and I really, really like it. I have so much new product to film with. I ordered the new Lisa Eldridge palette, the Fawn palette, and I also ordered a few of the liquid eyeshadows, and I haven't used them yet. That will be coming in the next few videos, but I just have so much new stuff to try. Finally, for the lip, I have something in mind that I pulled out and I hope it's gonna look like I think it's gonna look. So fingers crossed, because I've not tried this combo before, but I just have a feeling I'm gonna like this for fall. First is Anastasia lip liner in Deep Taupe. I have been loving this one lately. It literally goes with everything. Then this lipstick from Merit. This is the signature lip in the shade L'Avenue, I think is how you say it. But this is such a beautiful color for fall. I kind of forgot that I own this one, and I remember I rediscovered it when I filmed my lip declutter. But this color is so, so pretty. The final thing is this Edam Les Chouchous Lip Softening Balm in the shade Fig Sauce, which these, if you've not tried these, they come in like 4 different colors. They are so good. Highly recommend. Oh, so pretty. Never mind, that was not the Edam color that I wanted. Fig Sauce is beautiful, but it is a little bit more red. This is the one I wanted, so we're gonna apply this one. This one is BSAP Glaze, and it's a little bit more similar to the blush color that we have on, so hold on. All right, let's try this again. My lips are a little bit mad now because I just rubbed all that off, but lining with Deep Taupe from Anastasia. All right, I almost wonder if I should skip the Merit lipstick and just do this balm. Yeah, BSAP Glaze. Let's try this. Yeah, so This one is more of the tone that I was going for. I love these because they feel incredible on the lips, but they have this metal applicator that's like ice cold when you apply it, and it feels incredible. And these are so moisturizing and just feel incredible on your lips. So any of these, I got these in PR, but they are so good. Highly recommend them from Edom. And this is the finished fall makeup routine look. I love these products. I love them together. This lip is definitely a little bit darker than what you normally see me in, but I don't know. I've just been feeling these tones lately, and it's the fall season. I always am in the mood to kind of switch up the colors just a little bit. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you for hanging in there with me. I hope my voice was not too annoying in this one, but if it was, I'm sorry. It should be back to normal in the next few videos. But all the products I will link in the description box as always, and in YouTube shopping I will link whatever I can. If you're not sure what I mean when I say YouTube shopping, it just means the products that pop up on the screen now. I think it's the left-hand corner when you watch content on YouTube. Now, YouTube has their own affiliate program and it's YouTube shopping. So it's just the same thing as clicking the links in the description box. The links do support me, or they support, you know, whichever creator you're using, or you're clicking on their links. You just support their channel by buying through their links or clicking on the product. So thank you so much if you do that. It really does help and it supports my channel. And I think that's everything for today, but the next video you see, we'll talk about a lot more of the new products and my thoughts on them, and I have so much content coming for you. So if you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe and turn on your notification bell if you haven't already. That'll just notify you whenever I have a new video come out. And if you're new, please subscribe and make sure to follow me over on Instagram at simply.blair and TikTok simply.blair1. And I will see you again very soon. Remember, simply be you. Bye.